Oh, welcome to the Escalade 85 YouTube channel. It is week 15 of the Saturday Night Spread. I'm here where we make all the game picks against the spread for the NFL football games on Sunday. Uh, Quick update $20 a game. Escalade get paid pick of the week, $50 a game. We are currently, where are we at here? 103, 78, and 4. And we are up $630 on the year. We went 6-6 last week, but we hit the Escalade get paid pick of the week, where we took the Chargers. I told everybody they were going to win. Well, they didn't win. The Chiefs and the refs did again. I don't really remember how much the refs were involved, but that's the way we go with it. But anyway, they had cover, or they were plus 3.5, and they lost by 2. So there you go, easy. They should have won. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on to this week because I got things to do and I'm just tired. But anyway, here we go. Let's keep it rolling. 1 o'clock games. First, we have the 12-1 Kansas City Refs heading to Cleveland to play the 3-10 Browns. Browns are dogs, 4.5. They're getting 4.5 at home. 43.5 is the over/under. Chiefs got a new left tackle. Browns have Myles Garrett. It's going to be windy. Going to be cold, and there's a chance of snow, which in Cleveland can always be fun. 4.5. I wish it was 6.5. I would take 5.5, but I'm going to go ahead and take. I'm going to take the Browns, Jameis Winston, the boys to keep it close because the Chiefs don't win by more than a touchdown, and usually it's a whistle one way that helps. So we're going to take the Browns just because forget the Chiefs. Just forget the Chiefs. That's the nicest way I can say F the Chiefs. Next game, we have the 5-8 Cincinnati Bengals heading to Tennessee to play the 3-10 Titans. Titans are home dogs, plus 4.5. 46.5 is the over-under on that one. The Bengals are on a one-game win streak, which is rare for them this year. Got a little lucky with a block punt recovery there against the Cowboys. I actually picked Cowboys to cover. I picked the Cowboys to win. To be honest with you, I just figured Cooper Rush would throw for 450, and CeeDee Lamb would have 3 touchdowns. Rico Dowdle would do his thing, or whatever any running back does against the Bengals. But their defense kind of looked a little stiffer. I didn't get to watch much of the game. I had to work because it was Monday night. But I did kind of go back over it the next day. So, yeah, I mean, the Bengals are down with left tackle, and they're Cody Ford, their left guard, who's been pushed out to left tackle, putting Bolson back in, is questionable. So if he doesn't play, that's going to be interesting. That being said, Jamar Chase is unstoppable, unbelievable, unguardable, untouchable. And Joe Burrow is playing like he's the MVP if they win like 3 of those 7 games that they lost by 2 points, 3 points, 6 points. He's the MVP. It's not even a question. The dude is blowing up defenses. Tennessee, I bet they run the ball well. Calvin Ridley might have a nice game. I can see Westbrook and Keenan getting another touchdown. That dude seems to score he gets 3 catches, 1 touchdown. The Bengals defense is Bengals defense. Like I said, that left tackle worries me. But hey, homer pick. Give me the Bengals to cover 4.5 on the road, dude. Get another win. Stack them up. Let's see if they can squeak into the playoffs just to give me a really bad game again. Actually, squeak into the playoffs and get the Chiefs first round. They would lose that one by 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 because Patrick Mahomes would get a half point for getting a first down while getting hit in the face, and that would be the difference. The Bengals would be able to figure out how to get that half point. So anyway, that's the future pick. But we'll take the Bengals here. I don't see them making the playoffs, but I'd like to see them keep beating teams they should, since they can't beat teams they could. All right. 8-5 Commanders head down to Nolens to play the 5-8 Saints. Saints are home dogs, a lot of home dogs. 7.5, 43.5 is the over under. Derek Carr will not be playing. They're going with some guy. I don't even remember his name. It's like Horner. Don't have a clue who he is. So we're taking the Commanders. I don't know who that is. And the Saints aren't that good anyway. Like they need Derek Carr to have a chance. That's not what you want to say. 8-5 Ravens head to the 2-11 Giants. Cutlets is back because Drew Lock was starting, but now he's hurt. And supposedly DeVito will be ready to go or is ready to go. They're home dogs by 16.5. That is insane. 42.5 is the over under. I have no idea what to do here. The Giants are garbage. They're so bad. They're terrible. I like Tracy at the running back, and Neighbors is obviously good. I actually don't hate some of their skilled players, but they're bad. And I feel like this is blowing up the Ravens a bit much. 16.5 is a lot. I think the Ravens are coming off a bye. They are coming off a bye, actually. I'm going to take the Ravens. I just think that the badness of the Giants is going to make this happen. Like 16.5 points. Normally, I don't even need to know the teams are big. Give me the 16.5. This one, I could see it being 28-10. That's our cover right there. I can see Lamar Jackson getting 5 total touchdowns. 3 passing, 2 rushing, 4 passing, 1 rushing. Derrick Henry's going to get one. So, I mean, that right there is 42 points. So, Ravens, 5-8 Cowboys. Head to the 3-10 Panthers. Panthers are favored by 2.5. 42.5 is the over-under. I've been going with the Panthers lately as dogs, and it's been working because they've been playing a lot better. I don't like them being favored, but Dallas it's on fire, dude. Dallas is done, man. They're done. So I think this one's going to be more than the 42.5 because I think both teams are going to score because both defenses are a little rough. But I'm going to take the Panthers because I think they're going to win. I think they will win. So 2.5, that's basic. Ooh, here's a barn burner. I like how they talk about how some of the games are like, oh, never been this late in the season. There's 2 10-win matchups. How often in the season is there 2 teams already with 10 losses? We got one here. The Jets are 3-10, heading to Jacksonville to face Mac Jones and the 3-10 Jaguars. Jags are home dogs by 3.5, 40.5 the over/under. They just beat Tennessee last week, 10-6, which going back to my Bengals pick makes me feel better already. I hate picking this game. I would take Moneyline Jets. As far as actually backing them, I don't know. I don't think they know yet if Breece Hall is playing. He's been out. Devonta Adams and Aaron Rodgers look old or older. Garrett Wilson's balling. And I don't know. Can I back Mac Jones again? The Jets defense has fallen off for sure. But Mac Jones, and they lost Evan Ingram, who I'm not saying he's the guy or whatever, but that's just another good player for a team that doesn't have a lot of them. We're going to take the Jets. When this blows tomorrow, I'm going to look at that and be like, why the hell did I take the Jets? They suck. But we'll take the Jets. All right, 6-7 Dolphins head out to Houston to play the 8-5 Texans. Texans are favored by 2.5. 46.5 is the over/under. I feel like the Texans have been watered down a little bit. Not this week. Hesclay get paid pick of the week. Texans. I know the Dolphins have been looking stronger, and I feel like that's part of this, why the spread is shorter. But the Texans, I think, they're coming off a bye. I know because I stole every quarterback possible because the guy who was competing for my spot in the playoffs, or at least my number one spot. Cheers, Old Smoky. Um, in the playoffs, had Stroud and other backups. So I took like O'Connell and like two other shitty quarterbacks just to make sure he didn't get anybody. Um, he still got Cooper Rush though. I forgot about that one. Anyway, book it, dude. Mixon has a day. Dolphins D is banged up a little bit. I don't know. I like the Texans win at home against the Dolphins. 425, we have the 6-7 Colts heading to the 8-5 Broncos. Broncos are favored by 3.5 in Denver. 44.5 is the over/under. Here we do. We're doing it again. It's been a while. Broncos. That's going to get paid. Pick of the week number 2. We're going 2 this week. We haven't done it for a couple of weeks. We're going 2. We're up big. Have money, spend money, get money. We're going to take the Broncos. The Colts defense sucks. And Anthony Richardson and I have the same accuracy when it comes to playing quarterback in the NFL. So unless he runs over people, no chance. And I think the Broncos are good. Their defense, you don't want to mess with their defense. Give me the Broncos, 3.5 at home. Kick that ass. All right. I wrote it at the bottom, so I'm going to jump back up here. Best game of the weekend is one of the next 2, I think. Actually, there are 3, 4. There's a lot of good games coming up in the late slate. 10-3 Bills head out to Detroit or west to Detroit to play the 12-1 Lions. The 12-1 Lions. Lions are favored by 2.5, 54.5. They were under. They're expecting fireworks in this game. I feel like my heart wants to take the Bills because Josh Allen is so incredible, and they just lost. But the Lions are on another level, man. They're probably the best team in the league, and they've got weapons on offense. Their defense gets turnovers. It's a little banged up, but they get turnovers. I'm going to take the Lions. I want the Bills to win this just because I like Josh Allen. He's amazing. He's got 12 touchdowns, I think, the last 2 weeks. One he caught, technically. Got lateral back to him, but dude's insane. But we're going to take the Lions. Those running backs are going to eat. Amara, Williamson, Laporta, anybody could score. But the Lions definitely can. So unless Jared Goff falls off his ass all night, yeah. All right, next game. Oh, gosh. This one I like because I think this is going to show who the Steelers are a little bit. Though their defense is great. 10-3 Steelers head over to Philly in the in-state rivalry. Play the 11-2 Eagles. Eagles favored by 5.5. Wish it was 3.5. 42.5 is the over/under. I'm taking the Eagles. They're full power on offense, other than their tight end. Which, hey, when you don't have the 4th option, who gives a shit? You still got Saquon and those receivers and Jalen Hurts. So technically the 5th option because Jalen Hurts can get himself. Steelers are without that dipshit who can't stop goofing around. What's it? Pickens. His dad was a great player. Carl Pickens, love you. But yeah, I just think the Eagles are too much for them, man. Their defense has been playing a lot better, and it's Stone in the run. I think if Russ is going to cook, he's going to have to get a lot of flags or a lot of good deep balls. Like one of the, they're going to need some PIs. Give me the Eagles, cover 5.5. 3-10 Pats head out to Arizona and play the 6-7 Cardinals. 6.5 the over under 46.5. I'm sorry, 46.5 the over under 6.5 is what the Cardinals have to cover. It seems about right. I'm taking the Cardinals. I think they bounced back from their game last week. They went up to Seattle and just didn't look as good. I think Kyler Murray has a good game. McBride always has a good game. Maybe he scores a touchdown this week. Connor. I just think they have more. The Pats defense has been rough this year. Pats offense doesn't have enough weapons. I think May is going to be their guy. He looks good. He could be really good. He's definitely a starter in the league, at least for this team. He's got a couple years. But they need to give him stuff. But they're not going to go out west and beat the Cardinals, whose defense has been playing better too. All right, 7-6 Bucks head out to LA to face the 8-5 Chargers. Chargers favored by 3. Bucky Irving might be hurt, but Rashad White looked like the man last week. Evans is out there. Baker Mayfield is tough. I don't like that I'm not 100% sure if McConkey's playing. Disley's out, but that smart kid with extra T, he looked pretty good, dude. I think Herbert, they're letting him throw a little more. Vidal is out there. He looks like he's got a little juice. Gus Edwards gets his 2-3 yards of carry and will get you in the end zone. I'm gonna take the Chargers to outlast them, be tougher. I think the Bucs are gonna get hit in the mouth early and they're gonna have to wake up. But I like Baker Mayfield and I like Mike Evans, who's also been dealing with some injuries. So that scares me too if he goes up and rips that hamstring again. Sunday night game, 9-4 Packers head out to the 8-5 Seahawks. Seahawks home dogs plus 2.5, 46.5 is the over under. Seahawks are coming off a big win. To me, that says about to be a big loss. Give me the Packers to cover 2.5. Ooh, cover 2.5. I think I was getting points there. Give me the Packers cover 2.5 on the road. Josh Jacobs looks good. Jordan Love's not bad. They got 7 receivers who all could be the number 2 on any other team, but not really the number 1 on their team. So they're good. Plus, I like their tight end Kraft. So, yeah, let's go with the Pack. I think their defense has been starting to play better. Monday night doubleheader. Worst idea ever because they're on at about the same time, 8 and 8:30. First, we got the 4-9 Bears heading to Minnesota to play 11-2 Vikings. Vikings are favored by 7. 44.5 is the over-under. 7 is too much for me. I'm not going to lie. But in this game, I think it's just right. Sam Darnold got hot last week. I feel like he's warming back up. Addison looks unstoppable. Hawkinson's full healthy. Jefferson is always Jefferson. Aaron Jones. And even Cam Akers looks good in this offense, dude. I think their coach is smart. The Bears switch coaches for the second time or whatever. I don't know. Fuck the Bears. Sorry. Pardon my language. Screw the Bears. They're done. They're done. And the Vikings are trying to keep pace, man. Hoping to God somebody beats the Lions. All right, last game. 6-7 Falcons head to the 2-11 Raiders. Raiders are plus 4.5 last time I looked. And all these are, FanDuel Sportsbook. This is where I get them, not ESPN. So some of them are half point different here and there or whatever. But I wanted to take the Raiders so bad. I wanted to take the Raiders to win personally. And then I'm watching ESPN today. Max Crosby's out. That is big. I don't think it's game-changing big. Well, actually, it is now, especially when you think about how Desmond Ridder has a 50-50 shot being the starting quarterback. We don't Desmond Ridder. We do not Desmond Ridder. Therefore, we're going with the Falcons, the team that has played like garbage for a month by default. I wanted to take the Raiders, man. Crosby is there. I might coin flip it with Ridder at quarterback because Sincere McCormick has stepped in, young kid with legs. The Raiders are playing a few other guys who are like trying to keep their spot. You know what I mean? Guys who want to stay in the league. You got some hungry players. And then, again, Max Crosby is a man. He is a pass rush by himself. He doesn't stop. He gets to the quarterback. He annoys the quarterback. He messes with your offensive line. And he is out for the year. It's sad. But, I mean, at this time of year, a lot of these teams, I feel like you get a high ankle sprain, they're like, nah, man. We're out of the playoffs. Go home. Stay home next year. So, anyway, we're going to take the Falcons. Again, if I did this yesterday, I would give you the Raiders, no doubt. But I don't know, the spread's probably even bigger now. And if Raiders starts, good God, get on the Falcons as soon as you can. Bet the house on them. Got 4.5. All right, here we go. Recap real quick. We have the Cleveland Browns covering or getting 4.5 against the Chiefs and hopefully the snow. They're going to beat the refs too, though. All right, the Bengals going into Tennessee, kicking that butt, winning by 4.5. Commanders, because Tennessee scored 6 points last week against the Jags at home. The Jags beat them on the road, dude. 10-6. Commanders 8-5 roll into New Orleans, cover 7.5 because the quarterback starting who I've never heard of, or Can't tell you who he is. I need to look it up. Ravens cover 16.5 because it's just so big. I have to take it. Giants stink. Panthers cover 2.5 against the Cowboys because they're a mess. The Jets covering 3.5 on the road against the Jags. Hate it. Like I said, I'm going to see it tomorrow and be like, what the hell? But, I mean, the Jags stink too, so whatever. Escalade get paid pick of the week number 1. The Texans cover 2.5 against the Dolphins. Followed up by Escalade get paid pick of the week number 2 this week. Broncos cover 3.5 against Colts. And we got the best game of the week, I think. Bills heading into Detroit. I'm taking the Lions cover 2.5 because they're Lions. Steelers, Eagles. We got the Eagles covering 5.5 on them. Cardinals cover 6.5 on the Pats. Chargers cover 3 at home against the Bucks. We went home hard in the second half. Packers go on the road, cover 2.5 because the Seahawks need a big loss after a big win. Vikings cover 7 because the Bears are the Bears. And then the Falcons cover 4.5 on the road in Vegas. They roll the dice. They get some free drinks. They hit blackjack twice and cover 4.5. There's your payday. This one is Old Smoky, sponsor of Escalade 85 YouTube channel and Saturday Night Spread'em. This one goes out to Max Crosby, man. Come to Cincinnati. Good night. God bless. I hope everybody enjoys the games.